Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. Frozen, neck is frozen, catch me rolling.
Our next topic that we're going to be speaking on is something both of us are very in tune with, alternative sports media and the growth of alternative sports media. Last week, we saw Pat McAfee sign a huge deal. A few years ago, this company, Barstool, had signed a huge deal. And I think alternative sports media is the largest growing thing that is out there. And I think it scares regular media so much so that we have an example. Barstool Sports recently just bought the naming rights to a college football bowl game, and they streamed it through their platform and other social media. But no one is saying how great this is for everybody. Everyone in the mainstream media field has just been bashing them. It's absolutely crazy to me. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so this article is from USA Today, and you'll notice by the screen we cut the author out of it because the way it was written, this guy's a total hack. And the reason he's a total hack is because what Barstool did with this bowl is unprecedented. Like, bowl games are televised, CBS, ESPN, Fox. That's just how they are. That's just how they work. That's how they've always been. Barstool, after winning the rights, bidding for the rights and winning the rights, they're streaming it, like you said, through their own platform. It's a new age, right? Because they don't have to pay for that extra infrastructure, they have more cameras, right? You see that highlighted there in the middle of the page. They have more cameras than the CBS crew would have. They're actually improving the quality of product. But the people in the classic big sports media, like you see here in this USA Today article, they can't get over that. They can't think of what the future could be. Instead, they got to find things to attack. And this just blows my mind. This first little paragraph here, this snippet, you're just going to go through this real quick. This is a quote, right? So the author of this article went out of his way, right, to find somebody somewhere to say something bad about Barstool's sponsorship. So this game, the Barstool Bowl, is between Boise State and Central Michigan. So where did they find a person to quote for this article? A University of Nevada, Las Vegas professor, and I'm going to quote the article here. It says, it's difficult to see a justification for any institution of higher education to align their brand with a sponsor like Barstool, said Nancy Lowe, a professor at UNLV with expertise in sports marketing. Who the heck is Professor Lowe, and what relevance does this have? Like, the only thing this author did was literally, I have no doubt in my mind, because this is how it works. They literally went through and sent out probably a mass email to hundreds of people, found one person to say something negative, and that's what they quoted. Because they don't like Barstool because they're competitive, right? It's a whole different it's a disruptive force Barstool is with the way they want to stream and the content they create to the classic media. And you can see it down there. This is when Dave Portnoy was quoted, about on his podcast. I'm gonna read that real quick. It says, "We're willing to be title sponsor and let CBS do the broadcast. CBS didn't want to work with us. They view us as a competitor." It's exactly right, like you said, where these big sports media, whether it's CBS, whether it's the USA Today Sports, they absolutely detest Barstool. And it's not like they see Barstool as a threat and they see him as an up-and-comer. I think that's one thing that we're getting wrong. I did some research to look into this, and I want your thoughts with this after I'm done, is that Barstool Sports sold a stake of their company to Penn National Gambling Company, valuing Barstool Sports at $450 million, the whole company. So USA Today is part of Gannett Media, which owns about 50 newspapers. That whole company, Gannett Media, is worth about $750 million, all of it, all 30 newspapers. USA Today is a big paper, no doubt about that. But it's definitely not worth $750 million, the whole company. I'd say maybe a third at the maximum. So we'll say $250 million. Right now, Barstool, I would say, is worth at minimum $200 million more than USA Today. It's not a competition anymore. Barstool is dominating them, and I think that's the problem. I think they are not mad that they have competition. They're mad that they're losing.
It's simple math here, Nick. In the past week, I've probably watched maybe 4 or 5 Barstool videos and read maybe 1 or 2 of their articles. You know how many USA Today articles I've read? Zero, because they probably lock it behind some sort of paywall where you have to pay $1 a week or $1 a month to read any of their articles, just like all these other big media sites have been doing lately. All Barstool's content is free to watch, unless it's like a pay-per-view type thing, but that's a little bit different story. They publish all their videos daily. There's multiple videos they publish on YouTube, just like us. They have bloggers that are writing articles all the time. And they have radio stations as well. They're like a triple threat. They hit all three facets of the media. And like you said, it's not even close anymore. I don't even give USA Today the time of day. I think our generation really has kicked by traditional sports media and gravitated to this new alternative sports media. And I think it's something that people need to watch out for, because if you keep disrespecting companies like this, they're clearly bigger company than USA Today, name recognition wise, you're going to get left in the dust, and we won't even know who USA Today is 10, 20 years from now.
Yeah, and you brought it up right now. And I think that the article, so the only person in the whole article USA Today interviewed or quoted that was any sort of value was the Bowl Games executive director. That's Kim Adair. And, and she has all the actual influence of the game. She's the big one. And she talked about in the article, this is the only thing that matters, and we have it highlighted there, is that Barstool's blowing up the traditional model. You said it, like no one's watching or no one's reading USA Today. We're all watching Barstool. We're all watching all these different alternative sports and media. And it says there in the article, it says it like they even are admitting it now that Barstool is blowing it up, and then they're blowing up the model. They're changing the way we're watching sports, viewing sports, watching any sort of content. It's not just sports now. And they are absolutely scared to death. And this is what happens, right? You get hack writing jobs like this, right? Even the title just is annoying. Barstool Sports Bowl Game. Toxic sponsorship for college football, innovative, or both. This is innovative, right? This is literally in the article, 36 cameras instead of 16, streaming. So you don't have to sit in front of a TV or have a cable channel. You can
watch on your phone.
Watch it on your phone, watch it on any device. This is innovation. This is what we should be looking for out of all kind of media companies, including those like USA Today. And this is why they're dying. This is probably, I'm going to be honest, USA Today should probably write us a royalty check, because this is probably the most conversation they have on any of their pieces right now this week. It's just you and I talking about it on our show. So
absolutely.
This is,
another thing you see, one of the final things we talk about is just the formatting. Like they capitalize toxic, but they leave innovative with lowercase I, leave left emphasis off of it. Like, this is clearly an article that was never meant to be comparative. It's not innovative or both. They don't care. They're clearly stating we think it's toxic, it's degrading to how we feel things are supposed to be. They never wanted to give this bowl game a chance.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Just the overall tone and message is that Barstool is bad. They shouldn't be allowed to watch or host a bowl game, sponsor a bowl game, and then stream it. But the real message here, right, and you hit on it earlier, and I want to circle back to it real quick, is that no one's watching USA Today or reading USA Today. Everyone's watching Barstool. Well, really what this article is saying, and this is what one of the big problems is with big sports media, is that this isn't an attack on Barstool necessarily. It is, but really it's an attack on the fans of sports right now, right? It's the fans of that, like USA Today and all these guys like that. They don't like the people that follow sports or, go to these college games or whatever and involved in that. They don't like it, right? They don't like the fact that the fans of sports have made Barstool more important than them. In their minds, they should be more important, right? Maybe they went to the fancy school. Maybe they got the nice degree. They have the big budgets. They should be more important. These guys who wear like T-shirts and jeans and flip-flops and make like random blogs and stuff should not be hundreds of millions of dollars more valuable than they are. And that they just resent the fact that the fans made them that way. And we're just seeing it. And I think it's going to get worse. And I think it's almost exciting to see a little bit, to see how much power these alternative sports media entities are going to get in the coming years to come.
But like you said, I can't wait to see it happen.